And we are back here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates this morning on Wednesday, of course. And we are joined in studio by that lovely voice you just heard, Miss Jaydelle Baird. Good morning, Jaydelle.
Good morning.
Now, Jaydelle is smiling at me. I'm smiling at Jaydelle. Let me tell you why. Jaydelle is one of my longest standing friends.
Yes.
It was what? Primary school, into high school, and even now. You all should have seen us before this interview. We were so happy and smiling at each other because it's like, you know, we're here to tell you all about Jaydelle Baird, of course, the vocalist, but Jaydelle and Natalya's friendship as well. I'm kidding. Right? So let me just introduce some of your categories for this morning, Jaydelle, before we start. She won contemporary religious solo upper voice, oratorio solo upper voice, spiritual solo upper voice, and special awards in Most Outstanding Open Contemporary Spiritual Vocalist, Most Promising Open Class Performer, and Most Outstanding Open Class Vocalist. Now, I don't know about you, but I am proud to be Tobagonian at this point. I'm proud to even know Jaydelle, you know. She represented us well at the music festival along with Miss Jada that we had last week on the show. And now we have Jaydelle with us who would tell us about her experience, of course, in the music festival and so on. Yes? So Jaydelle, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I've been prattling on this morning about you being my friend, but tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, what brought you to singing itself. I know you've been singing for a while now.
Yes, I've been singing for a while. Tell me about, I don't know what to say about myself, honestly.
Right.
But I will answer the second question.
Okay.
When I started singing. So I remember this story that my mom told me. When I was a year, I was humming the Battle Hymn of the Republic while she was holding me in a car. So that was her first, like, oh, my child could.
She could sing.
All right, okay.
But your moms could sing as well, so she shouldn't be so, you know, surprised about it.
You're humming a whole song, like, on the key. That's a little impressive, you know. But, yeah, so that's my first, like, story that I know of of my singing. And then, you know, obviously you're singing in church, so it kind of just progressed. And I really fell in love with singing. So I couldn't see myself doing anything else, you know what I mean? So that's...
Okay, so let me help you answer the first part of that question about yourself, right? What are your hobbies? You know, what you like to do in your spare time besides singing and messaging me, of course. Yes, tell me.
Yes. So I love social media. So I love content and film and stuff. There's a side of me that people don't really know because they just see the music side. But I love anything in the arts. Specifically media work and stuff like that. Okay,
all right. So we know Jaydelle as a singer, but now we know Jaydelle about the, you know, music, the content creator. She has a YouTube channel and everything. You know, go check that out in your spare time, guys. So what inspired you to be a part of the music festival? Now I know personally that you have been in the primary school. At the primary school level, you were introduced to the music festival. Yes, and then on to Harmon, where you took part in several music festivals. And now even after high school and on to your higher educational level, you are now taking part in musical festivals still.
Yes.
So what inspired you to enter this one?
Again, really love music. And so and to be transparent, growing up, I didn't think I was good at anything else. I didn't dive into anything else. So music has always been like my focus. So once I started, I couldn't stop, basically. So, and I always had teachers who would encourage me, hey, we're entering you for music festival. And I usually don't argue specifically with my voice teacher, Dr. Brown. So I don't argue much with her when she says this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing.
Right.
So I never came out of the music festival circle.
Okay, so that your inspiration was the experience that you had wanting to continue on, and of course Dr. Brown encouraging you to continue on into music festival. Right. So what I mean, I mentioned your categories before. Were these your comfort zone? I know they played it was My Redeemer.
Yeah, I know that My Redeemer liveth.
Right.
Yeah.
They played that one, but in the circle that you normally sing in, you mentioned church and stuff.
Yeah.
You sing We Shall Behold Him.
Yes.
That is a crowd favorite from Jaydelle. So was it because of this? Was it your comfort zone? That is why you chose this song, What inspired your choices?
Well, I didn't choose my pieces.
Okay.
Right? My teacher chose my pieces for me. And, well, let me not say she chose them for me. She gave few options, and I just kind of like listened to see which one I liked more.
Yeah.
Right? So the pieces that I did in the 4 categories, except for one, were pieces that I was comfortable with, and I liked the challenge. So yeah. So I didn't choose it, but I chose it.
So it wasn't a case of, I know we shall behold him and my Redeemer liveth.
No.
It was a case where your teacher saw where you were best at.
Yes.
And she gave you selections to choose from that would bring out.
Yeah.
And big up that teacher, because
Yes.
those selections won you those categories.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Right. So what was your preparation like? Well, you mentioned before that you were always into music. We know you in our circles as being Jaydelle singer and everything.
Yeah.
Was your preparation, normal, like, oh yeah, I know this song, or was it a case of actually having to put forward extra work for this music festival?
So, story time. I was working. When my teacher called and said, hey, I want to enter you into some categories. Now, I was against it at first because I was like, miss, I'm working, I don't want to. But she was like, enter the categories. So I did. So what happened is I had 2 weeks to learn all 4 pieces for music festival.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, while still working. Yeah, so this was the first time I was like, I had like crunch. I was like, okay, as soon as I come home from work, I have to learn my music. Because the only song I knew was We Shall Behold Him. Everything else I had to learn.
Right.
I mean, luckily it was in English, so I didn't have to like frustrate my brain about learning a foreign language. But yeah, I had 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to...
2 weeks to learn 4 songs. So,
2 weeks to learn 4
songs. Okay, what was your strategy like then?
Look at the score and listen to a YouTube video.
Right.
And put it in my brain and just sing and practice.
Okay, and in terms of the vocals itself, you won a lot of upper voice categories. We know you have a lovely tenor. Is it tenor, right?
Well, in this case, it will be soprano.
Soprano, right? But I know your vocal range goes up to tenor. Tell us about how you trained for that. Everybody loves this opera singing, Jaydelle, but no one knows what the preparation is like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So tell us about the preparation.
So aside from being blessed with the ability to sing,
amen,
warm-ups, and I also, I'm blessed with the opportunity to have a vocal coach in Tobago and in Trinidad.
Lovely.
So Cherish Latouche teaches me in Tobago.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, I need your help. Work with me, right? So I basically had voice training, and then on my own, I would have to do voice training, warm up my voice, try and practice certain things. I mean, when people think of singing and practicing, they always think, okay, you're singing, but sometimes you just need to listen to the piece and figure out what it is you want to do, your interpretation of it. So that's basically it. Warm-ups and just going to my lessons.
Right. So that's some advice there for anybody wanting to enter the music festival, next year.
No, 2026.
2026. That's every 2 years will be the National Music Festival. Thank you for that correction, Jaydelle. Right. So if anyone wants to enter, that's some advice from Jaydelle for you. And maybe, because she has been sharing with us so much this morning, she may be able to sing a little bit for us.
No, she won't.
Right?
No, she won't.
Right, Jaydelle?
No, she won't.
I'm getting some approval from the background there, but, thank you. What kept you going, right? And of course, I would imagine that you were very pleased and thrilled to hear the amount of categories that you won and the awards that you got. So what kept you going up until that point? And what was the feeling like when you realized that the hard work that you put out was actually, worth something?
No, this will upset a few people, but I never expect anything.
Right.
Like even when my name was called, I was like, what, me? Because the people that I was had the opportunity to compete against, they are highly respected by me.
Right.
So I never think, okay, Jaydelle, you're going on thing. I always think, do your best, and whatever needs to happen will happen.
So you were never intimidated by competition?
I'm not easily intimidated. Right. I kind of just think what needs to be would be. So I don't have to, I don't even know the word, but no, I'm not really intimidated, but I respect people's gift and what they bring to the table.
And I mean, that is some good sportsmanship there, if I should say, for want of a better word, because a lot of people go in and they feel so tense about the situation and stuff like that, and they mess up, I should say,
because your brain just in overdrive,
all over the place. But I'm so happy that you were calm. And nervous but calm. Right, and you got through the music festival and the top 6 awards for that music festival. Right, so as we come to the end of our interview, Jaydelle, I want to give you the opportunity to do some shout-outs. Ooh. I know that your mom is normally with you and stuff like that.
Outside.
She's all right. Good morning, Miss Allison, by the way. All right. So I am giving you the opportunity now to shout out to those who supported you along your journey. You mentioned your music teacher and your vocalist and stuff like that. So if there's anybody you want to shout out right now, I give you the chance to do so.
I always wanted to do this. Which camera is mine?
That one over there.
I would like to shout out, obviously, first and foremost, God, for giving me the ability and continuing to bless me and open doors. I would also like to thank my mom. Listen, number one supporter. Nobody could touch my mother's support.
That is a fact, yes.
Right? So I would really, really love to pick up my mom. Love to pick up my vocal teacher again, Dr. Leah Brown. And Cherish Latouche, I needed them. I needed them, right? And everyone that came out and support, my best friend Chelsea, all of my friends from UTT, just the support this year was felt a lot. It was felt in the biggest ways, and I really want to thank everybody. And you know yourself, I wouldn't be able to call all the names, but thank you all so much.
All right. Thank you to Jaydelle's support team for bringing her so far. Yes. Of course, I'm putting myself in there.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Because I like those posts and stuff on Facebook because it was around various platforms. Okay, so we want to thank Jaydelle, of course, for being with us this morning. Yes. I mentioned that you would be singing for us this morning.
Crazy. That's a crazy thing, you know.
Are you still interested in doing this small favor for me?
What is the favor?
Right. So normally we would do a share the live to let our viewers stay on, for the extra excitement that is coming for the rest of the morning. So you will be singing Share the Live for me.
Share the live?
Share the live 3 times.
3 times?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to make up something?
I mean, yeah, of course. So let me just read out your categories, and while I'm doing that, you'll just come up with something in your head and we'll close off with that, okay?
All right.
So this was Miss Jaydelle Baird. She won Contemporary Religious Solo Upper Voice, Oratorio Solo Upper Voice, Spiritual Solo Upper Voice, Special Awards in Most Outstanding Open Contemporary Spiritual Vocalist, Most Promising Open Class Performer, and Most Outstanding Open Class Vocalist. So, as we continue on this morning, we encourage our viewers to
share the live, share the live, share the live.
Thank you so much, Jaydelle. Viewers, we'll be right back.